Alright, so I'm just here messing with a few things. I actually took all of this out of storage, and granted, I didn't have it in the best conditions, you know, as far as humidity and all that stuff. So all of this right here looks great, but the camshafts are a whole different story. There's just too much rust on them. And that really sucks, because I don't think I could use these now. Just looks too bad. So I'm gonna try to clean them up, but yeah, I think that's a loss. But anyway, when I bought these, I bought this head complete off of someone off of eBay, and if I remember correctly, the owner said the head had been sitting for a while. So I think when I initially got these camshafts, they already had rust on them. At that point, I wasn't too concerned with it because I knew I was going to be using different camshafts. But you know, as time goes on, I've seen how much money I've already dumped into this build that I was considering just using the original ones for the time being. But now, seeing that there's just so much rust on them. Here we have that Chrysler 200, the one that had the misfire because the spark plug, the tip of it was bent and there wasn't really much of a gap there. So the customer did buy all new spark plugs, and that's what we're doing today, just changing them out. So after this, it should be all set. Okay, so the more I tear into this, I could see wear and tear, and it's kind of expected. It came off of a used engine. But the base of where the camshafts are going to lay, all of the bases, they look perfect. They look nice. I don't really see any type of wear. All that looks good. But on the caps, for all of the cams, I could see wear on them. Now, before I did anything, I could not catch my fingernail. Okay. And obviously, I still got a lot of cleaning to do with these things. But you could see there is wear on them. Again, could not catch my fingernail. So what I did is I used some penetrating fluid and a fine steel wool, and I just passed over each of the surfaces real fast, nothing crazy. And especially now, it feels like super smooth. But I'm sure that wear is picking up right there. Even though it looks bad, it actually feels really smooth. So you know, obviously I don't have new parts. I bought them used. To me, they feel good despite the way they look. So I think I'm going to run with these. But if anyone has any experience, please let me know, chime in, leave a comment. See on here, the same wear. This one looks bad, but again, it can't even catch your fingernail. Super smooth. So what do you guys think? Is this just normal for a used engine? And by the way, I have no idea how many miles this had on it before I bought it. So what do you think? Am I good to go? Because if I don't use this, it's gonna cost hundreds of dollars to replace all this stuff.
I'm guessing like what I want to do is order that hose and then this hose again, and I'm just gonna switch over whenever we do that shit.
Yeah, we'll try a different brand.
No, but I'm saying I'm guessing like.
Oh, the coolant.
Yeah, the coolant.
Yeah, get rid of Dexcool. All right, make a video for Instagram. So yeah, once again, the cooling system pump saves the day because we had a not really overheating issue, not yet, but a lot of smoke coming from underneath the hood, and it's coming from back here. So we now are holding pressure, and here's a leak. By the way, it's a 2013 Chevy Sonic. You can see we have a pinhole right there in that hose that goes to the heater core. So that sucks, but pretty easy fix and easy find. Since we can't actually get this hose today, we're gonna have to order it online, but for now we're gonna try a temporary fix with some epoxy and maybe even some Gorilla Tape. We're just trying, you know. But I got this hose off, and you can see how it's completely swollen. It's ready to rupture right there. And looking inside of here, look at all that. I'm sorry, but this is the Dexcool. I seriously think Dexcool just destroys things. So hopefully this temporary repair works until we can get the new hose. But this right here is super thin. Right here specifically, that thing's about to just split. Here was our temporary fix with a 2-part epoxy and Gorilla Tape, and it is holding now. So just wait for the new part to come in, and then we'll switch out that hose completely. Honestly, I think this deck screw is what's fucking eating everything on these hoses, because he's constantly having problems with hoses exploding, and this gunk stuff is throughout the whole system. So I recommended trying to flush out deck screw and just going over to the green stuff. Here we have a Mazda 2, and today we're just changing out these sloppy stabilizer links. And we're actually using some Moog products. They look pretty beefy to me. So, not too bad. The job is going pretty smooth, so I'm happy about that. I don't know what's going on here, but now I'm on the driver's side of the vehicle. And we have a different stabilizer link. And as you can see, it doesn't look as high quality as the Moog one I just showed you. Now the boxes that they came in both say Moog, and they both have the same exact part number. So what's going on here? Looks like somebody did the old switcheroo. The package was opened, and obviously it's just a box like this, anyone can open it. So I'm gonna call the customer, see what they want to do. If they want to take it back to the store to get, you know, a matching set. I can't imagine this costs as much as that Moog one that we put on the other side. This looks pretty cheap and flimsy. So let's see what the customer says. So the customer did take that part back, and here we have the new Moog. You can see it's definitely beefier than that cheapo one that was inside the box. So yeah, just go ahead and slap it on, and this one's all done. So here's the old Craftsman 20-gallon air compressor I used to use. It's very old and beat up. It has a few problems, but it's still going strong after all this time. But I finally upgraded. Not too much, but it's a Husky, so Home Depot. This one's actually a 30-gallon, so slightly larger tank. Not too bad. Runs a little bit quieter, more capacity, which means the tank or the compressor doesn't have to run as long. So that's nice. These lug nuts are on here pretty tight. As you can see, I already hit them with some penetrating oil. Here I have the mid-torque with a full battery, and none of them are coming off. So let's try the high torque. Okay, so here I have the high torque, and let's see. That was just me feathering the trigger, because I don't want to break any of the studs. Okay, this is why I have no faith in penetrating fluid, you know, whenever something is completely stuck. Granted, I didn't spray it on there and let it sit for, you know, like 24 hours, because that's not realistic. Nobody has time for that. But you can see, you know, these are open-end lug nuts. The penetrating fluid did not go anywhere. It didn't seep into the threads or anything. So, like I mentioned, like I always say, the penetrating fluid helps when the fastener is already loose, and it just helps lubricate it as it comes out. But something that's completely stuck, it does not penetrate into the threads. The HHR, the one I kind of fixed a fender on so that the door can open. And today's here for tie rods. We're going to do inner and outer on both sides of the car. It has a pretty good wobble going on. So we're going to do this first, and then we're going to replace the inside door handle. Okay, so I have not tried to take the clamp off of this this bellow right here. I'm going to use my long flathead screwdriver, the one I showed off before that I kind of modified. So let's try to get this clamp off. Okay, so I'm in the spot where I have to be. And it's off. That easy. Okay, so I did not go through with replacing the tie rods on this HHR because it's not actually the tie rods that are bad, it's the actual rack and pinion. There's just too much play in it. It moves back and forth. It's what's causing all the clunking noise, and it's why everything's loose up here. So I gotta call the customer. What we're gonna end up doing is just holding on to the new tie rods, and let's see if he wants to get the rack and pinion replaced, and that's the time to put all the new tie rods on, obviously. But I'm not gonna just slap the new tie rods on knowing he's gonna drive away with the same exact clunking noise that he already has. Okay, so I'm all done here. Got the new door handle installed. It works. This is a metal one, not a replacement plastic one, because the plastic ones just end up breaking. That side, it was still fine, but since it was the original plastic one, we changed that one out also for a metal one, because it was just a matter of time before it ends up breaking. But it's working. Pretty easy job.